jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
Once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports. A big salute to everyone that's in the building, man. Everyone who tune in and support WCS World Combat Sports, the brand, the media segue, and everything else about that. Hey, it's Tuesday. You know what it is? Only speaking on the hottest topics right now. You know, as you see the thumbnail, we have to continue to keep it relevant, even though we don't know when the calendar is for this, but we must continue to speak on, you know, the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence situation. It's a situation. The reason why it's a situation, we still waiting to see if and when this fight is signed this year. Because to be honest with you, it should be a lot more banter going on, crosstalk, sidebars, you know, panel discussions and everything else when this fight get close to being made. It would be great if we have at least about 2 good months, you know, just like we knew about Errol Spence fight with Yordenis Ugas way ahead of time. It would be nice if we knew when and where, if this fight between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence is going to go down. The reason why I say that is this fight is going to be a frenzy of individuals trying to lock in hotels, plan travels, and really work their schedule into being present for this fight. I mean, this is a big freaking deal, man. And you know, even though I see my boy Terrence Crawford and his team around town all the time, this happens to be one of the biggest fight that the fans want to see. You know what I'm saying? It's not the fight. There's the lottery fight that's in the hat. We're not picking numbers out the hat. This is a legitimate fight that we're waiting to become official, that should take place with 2 of the elite fighters that's on the pound for pound boxing list. Not only that, both of these dudes, both of these elite warriors are in the same division. Both of these guys are in the same division. Not until recently, they want to put the flyweights up there. But for a long time, there was the only 2 fighters, the only 2 brothers on this pound for pound list in the same division. Seriously. I'm talking about with belts. Okay? Because people always want to, critique you and itemize what you're saying when they listening in. I already know, that Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko is there. I already know that shit. I already know that. But both of them have belts. Teofimo made the pound for pound list after he beat Lomachenko, and Lomachenko is still getting a waiver, a therapeutic waiver, to reside on the pound for pound list. Tone Brown in the building. Salute to you, brothers. Salute WCS. Alexander on deck. What's good? What up, WCS? What's good with your brother? Andrew Charles on deck with it. WCS, salute to you, man. So, BOMAC has put out, And this is not anything that's breaking. But he said, man, Bud gonna dominate Errol Spence. Bud gonna beat the shit out of him. Mark my words. Let me tell you my take on how words carry. People change up their whole way of living and how they treat you on this YouTube. This YouTube shit, it may be social media, but you have a lot of individuals that's living vicarious through social media. You have a huge separation between Spence and Crawford fans, as if we're staying on the same block. It's almost like individuals are taking it like you're staying on the same block. One group is on port and the other one's on starboard. You cannot go through this media game living vicariously through other fighters as if this is all personal. This is just boxing conversation. You know what I'm saying? Boxing debate. You shouldn't. You know all the debates I was in for Deontay Wilder, and then he loses twice to Tyson Fury. I didn't go anywhere. Nor when everybody was calling Deontay Wilder fangirls and Deontay Wilder sexuals and stuff like that, all the emasculating words that they was using, that didn't affect me because they wasn't talking about me. But this fight right here, between Crawford Spence, how it's been spoke on so much, they have to make this fight soon. BOMAC believes that Crawford will beat the ish out of Spence. A lot of us that's Team Crawford believes that Crawford will go in there and dominate Spence. I myself is on record is believing Crawford will stop Spence for the first time in his career. He will be lucky number 7. I've had the thumbnails up and everything. People get absolutely furious because you're saying something that actually exists when two fighters are competing. There's a fighter that win and a fighter that lose. Every now and then there's a draw. Every now and then it's a draw. That's a fighter that wins and a fighter that loses. Sometime in between that, we have violence. Violence that those two individuals are being paid to inflict on one another, people. During that time of infliction, somebody get knocked out. Knockouts can come in many forms. But when you have someone speaking on another individual potentially getting knocked out that's not competing in the sport, they act like it's different from another boxer saying he's going to get stopped. If another boxer, let's just say a boxer that has a subpar record, and somebody, lends the moment and put the camera in front of them and say, hey, what you think about this fight right here? And they say, man, he's getting stopped. Or like when Shakur Stevenson, they was asking him, well, how do you feel about Nakathila fight? Oh, it's going to be a massacre. People look at that and say, yeah, he can say that because he's a fighter. No, I can say it too. I can be wrong just like the fighters. The fighters talk ish amongst one another, and I can talk ish too, because it's just opinions. You have to understand, if what's being said out here on the media by Team Crawford, that they believe that he would go in there and annihilate Team Spence, well, Team Spence shouldn't be all irate about it. Come on, that's the stuff Adrian Broner was talking about when he was on stage. That's soft. Come on, man. Why is there so many clicks on YouTube, on Facebook, that you're talking about a fight? You're talking about the outer layer of wanting to see the fight, because we don't know what the fight's gonna actually entails once it happens. We're just talking and of hypothetical scenarios and all this other shit. When I say I believe Crawford would stop Spence, it's not death. It's not anything like Patrick Day, you know what I'm saying, Maxim Dadashev, you know what I'm saying, Jeremy Clan, Dong Koo Kim. It's not anything that's wishing death upon a fighter. All it is language. Language is very important. 65% of human communication is nonverbal. We have more nonverbal communication than we do verbal, believe it or not. Now, that percentage may have changed when it comes to social media because a lot of us communicate over the networks instead of in person. But when you see this come across, BOMAC saying Crawford's going to beat the ish, people should take it for what it's worth. BOMAC's a trainer. That's the way he feels. But ultimately, we want to get the fight. Showtime Shot News on deck with it. What's good with it? WCS salute hot grease, man. You know what it is. Y'all be damn sure to support Showtime Shot News, man. Support him. He's doing big things over there. Sub and like, shares content, tune in. BIG on deck, what's good? Salute, bro. Salute to you. But my whole point is we're wishing and praying and hoping that this fight happens near the end of the calendar. All right. We don't care when it happens at the end of the calendar. Pretty much right now, desperately, people are just waiting for the fight to happen. We're just waiting for the fight to happen. We don't want to hear that the fight is taking a little bit too long because we're being presented with these numbers. You know what I'm saying? If Errol Spence said he was just joking, then we shouldn't have the fight being delayed because we're talking 70, 30, 60, 40 talk. We shouldn't have to see this no more. That should be past tense. They should make the fight by all means necessary, and that's what we should go off of. Seriously. But shout out to BOMAC for keeping the 100 on his fighter. BOMAC should come no other way. And once again, I'm gonna pinpoint something. If we're talking about specifically boxing, right? Okay. So pretty much if someone speaks ill will about something, especially in a combat sport, they're warranted to receive that venom back. Okay. Sometimes it's overspray. You spit it out and it comes back in your face. That happens in boxing a lot. People steadily talking about weight as if BOMAC is the one that's stepping in the ring. He's not stepping in the ring. The guy who's on weight each and every fight, 7 in the welterweight division right now, is Terrence Bud Crawford. 6 defenses of his title, right? All in one division. Yeah, we definitely looking forward for Errol Spence to be lucky number 7. And look, another thing when it comes to me, for all the cats who feel some type of way, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to, not being able to change your pull-ups at the right time, they're a little bit too heavy because it's soaked with, you sitting in front of the computer every day, not wanting to go to the bathroom, so you got a dope pull-ups on, and you just pissing right there in the spot because you feel you're gonna miss something. Let me tell you this. Listen closely. If you feel some type of way about the First Amendment, especially here on social media, and y'all be up here acting like it's no replay on your lives. It's replay, right? So you hear people that saying stuff about you that's not even true. You hear people up there saying stuff when the topic might come up. People say something about you that's not true. We have a lot of individuals that will believe anything and everything about what somebody say about you instead of asking that person, did this happen? They would just run with the narrative. All because you support Team Crawford. You know what I'm saying? In a little bit, they're gonna be sitting up here making up lies about Jahad Tucker. Just give them time. They're gonna say, no, did he really, was he really LeBron a boxing? Why would he steal his name? Did he really wear the jersey? I mean, they're gonna be making up stupid ass lies when it come down to who did he fight? Who did he fight? That's what boxing is. So y'all be patient. Y'all continue to click up. This shit ain't personal to me. But the only reason I'm talking about is I hear people on other people's lives and they up here. Like I heard this dude say he done buried me. He put me in the dirt. Like I never even had an argument with this guy. He comes in here trying to talk all low, like he's collecting a debt. Tomorrow, I be talking slick about error. You're just one of the guys who sit up there and fake the funk. It don't matter if someone was prior military or not. When it comes to this YouTube community, people are fools. People become full-time fools on this game. All because you support a certain fighter. This dude talking about he put me in the dirt. I say, what was that at? He already done put me in the dirt. Where? People need to be very conscious about replays. Because cats like me, when I see you on live or I see you live, I definitely hit replay before I even actually listen to the live. I'll catch up. If you stay on long enough, I'll catch up because I want to see what the topic is. I want to see what's going on. You can find out a lot of good stuff, when people on live, especially a certain topic, and they know certain individuals support this fighter. Like pretty much by now, they know what fighters I support. They know that already, hands down. But hopefully we're gonna get Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, because 7 is considered a holy number. You know what I'm saying? Because people believe, he's written on something. Yeah. 7 is a good number. You know what I'm saying? And what better number 7 to have on your record in green than Errol Spence? So we can shut down the narrative. The first half of this begins this weekend. The first half of the eclipse begins this weekend. Will Jamel Charlo be able to supersede that of Brian Castano? That's the biggest question. That's the biggest question, man. Will this be the first half of the eclipse that's over there in that footprint? We're talking about 2 unified champions under the same trainer. Can Jamel Charlo pull it off? And my guy sent me something and, made note of something. I looked at it and I say, wow, I wonder, could that be true? Is he on to something? Is he truly on to something that looks a little goofy? We'll see this week. We'll see in the fight. Seriously, we'll see. We'll see if it's another Paulie Malignaggi. If you watch boxing, you know what I'm talking about. They know who I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about when it comes to Paulie. But yeah, moving on. The biggest topic this shit continue to burn like wildfire. And I really hope Spence and Crawford does the same. But I know right now, between Spence and Crawford, Canelo has a ginormous fan base, man. Has an incredible fan base. So I pretty much understand why people are boosting up the recovery process on seeing Canelo take his second loss. It's almost like their boxing god was buried in the tomb. It's almost like their boxing god could not lose again. Like I said, I don't have anything bad. I don't have anything personal about Canelo or anything, but this is boxing. It's just a little puzzling to me that dude done went in there and fought who he wanted to, when he wanted to, how he wanted to. And you look at a lot of his fights, he's pretty much fought a lot of people the same way. Canelo, pretty much flat-footed and fight people the same way. He actually thought that this was somewhat a firefight that he was gonna maim. Canelo was intentionally trying to maim and restrict Dimitri Bivol from using one of his weapons. So he was gonna punch his arm. Hopefully within a 12-round fight, Bivol would get, lethargic. He will minimize the use of that weaponry, and he'll be able to take advantage of it. It didn't work. It didn't work because not every missile or every round that hits a tank explodes the tank or disarms the tank. It doesn't. It might do slight damage on the exterior, but the tank is still able to move. Did y'all see the clip where Dimitri Bivol, Canelo came over to Dimitri Bivol, and Dimitri pointed at his arm and gave him the Dikembe Mutombo like, didn't work. I mean, in a lot of ways, Dimitri Bivol, he wasn't a shit talker, but really, he got a little G to him, bro. He has a little G. They asked him, did you think that that you could beat Canelo? Did you feel that you was better than him? He said, I never felt that I couldn't beat him. I never went into the fight thinking I couldn't beat him. I didn't never think that he was better than me. I believed in myself. I thought that I was better fighter in the ring. And that's what he showed us, people. That's what he showed us. Shout out to T in the building. They said Bud about to get walked down. Cooking with Sir Senior on deck. Salute WCS. Salute Sir Senior. Canelo lost, but it wasn't an embarrassing loss. It wasn't embarrassing, but it was a bit more unexpected to his viewers and his fans. Like, I understand what you're saying, Andrew, that it wasn't embarrassing, but when you on that level of eliteness, all right, that level of greatness, pound for pound, getting all this money, it is a little bit embarrassing. The embarrassment comes because you didn't achieve what everybody believed that was going to happen once you stepped in the ring. They thought that was going to be an automatic win just because we saw what another fighter that had the height and reach and looking posing from a distance, and Callum Smith. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's been times that Canelo was heading to the ring and we thought, man, this should be a pretty tough fight. And the shit looked easy. What about Billy Joe Saunders? He said he'd never quit from this. He quit from the same thing, an uppercut to the eyeball. What was that uppercut? Dimitri Bivol ate the uppercut. He digested them and he shitted them out. They didn't affect him. Much bigger fighter. I love the fight. It was a solid contention between two fighters. Now, one thing we must know, people, as boxing aficionados, enthusiasts, one thing we must know about this: we cannot go around saying that Canelo was the smaller guy. We can't sit up here and whine and cry and want remorse because in one sentence, the preamble was Canelo's daring to be great. Canelo's daring to be great. Canelo's daring to be great again. He's headed up to 175, defeat to face the WBA super champion, Dimitri Bivol. I mean, they were showing him all the love, man. They said he was doing great things. He was pursuing greatness. In pursuit of greatness. That's what Canelo was doing. And then when he gets in there, he finds out the fight is actually a fight. Because we must also bring in his other training constituent. That is Eddie Reynoso. A lot of people are enamored over Eddie Reynoso because he does have the attachment to Canelo Alvarez. So with that attachment, right, the real good trainers, they just don't train their fighters to be the same each and every time. You're not coming into the gym, okay, let's get this cardio over with. Oh, let's get on the mitts. Let's do this. Let's do that. A trainer doesn't send his fighter in for every fight. The fight the same way. Now I must blend this together like I always do. People was giving the same criticism to JD's. Should we also give that same criticism to Eddie Reynoso? Because just like Deontay Wilder, they said he went in there and fought the same fight the same way. We can say Canelo's was fighting every fight the same way, and then it took somebody to figure it out. The one that was doing the changes in the trilogy was Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury said, hey, I need a switch. I need to find out what's here, what's there. He brought Sugar Hill in, and then, he ended up winning the rematch in the trilogy. Is that what Canelo need to do? Because why would Eddie Reynoso send that man in there and think he has this new revolution of attacking the left jab of Dimitri Bivol? Punch him in the shoulder. Flat blast him. Come on, flat blast him. Punch him in the shoulder. Disarm that lethal jab that he has. Did you see the biceps on Dimitri Bivol? Did you see the forearms? Did you see his whole entire physique? Dude was a true 75-pounder, man. And he said he weighed 183 on fight night. Canelo, he cannot balloon up in weight too much after weigh-in because he's already a smaller guy in there with a true 175-pounder. That's why they call it weight classes. But we cannot go up here and continue to, pat Canelo on the back and rub him and get some vapor rub and say, let me rub this on your chest so you can breathe better. You don't have to cry so much, Canelo. It's not over. You're not retiring tomorrow. It's okay. Let your fans cry for you. Let your fans cry for you, Canelo, please. Let them get dehydrated and cry a river. All right? And then when that river rises, the swell rises enough, we'll just jump in a canoe and ride down there and wave to them and sing to them. You know what I'm saying? And bring them back to joy. That's all you have to do. I'm not looking at, I'm just not understanding what I'm saying with people running to Canelo's aid. They act like there's a whole entire protest going on. It's just reminding us of the pandemic when people was out in the streets protesting. This is not a candlelight visual, man. Like, what are y'all doing? Canelo lost fair and square. This is his second loss. So y'all need to accept the shit as true boxing fans and say, let's move on and see what's next. If Canelo chooses not to revisit 75 right now, it'd be a smart move because it gives them more time to fix what was broken. And also, it allows Dimitri Bivol to potentially have it two ways. He can fight whoever wins between Smith and Beterbiev. He can fight the winner. If he's able to come undisputed, like I said previously, the fight's going to be that much bigger if Canelo either one takes the fight and the 175-pound belts are on the line, or they do something that hasn't been done in a long time. The grand finale. The creme de la creme. We have two undisputed fighters. Pay-per-view. They're putting their undisputed titles on the line. Whoever wins is grand. The good thing about it, whoever wins is going to vacate the division that they're not competing in. If Canelo wins the 175-pound titles, he's not campaigning up there. Canelo's not campaigning at no 175, so he's going to vacate the titles. That's going to open it up for more people like Zerto, Gilberto Ramirez to, fight for a title. That's going to open it up for a whole slew of other people that's up there waiting to get title shots. Then you also look at the fact that if Dimitri Bivol wins the thing super middleweight, he will vacate, and that will open up the titles per se for David Benavidez to jump back in the game. Demetrius Andrade. It allows for other champions to be recognized. For also the ones who lose, then it sets them up to a point where they have to make decisions. What am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? Because I know damn well, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Canelo and his team, anybody that's supporting it, I don't think they have the cojones to put those 168-pound titles, because that's the cash out right there. Long as Canelo is with championships, he's very reputable. He's monetarily valued. He can go into the negotiation process with that momentum. I don't think so. Bivol's mentality as a Russian fighter, from what I listened to, I think if it presented himself and he was undisputed and he knew he was going to get the biggest paycheck of his life, he'd say, yeah, let's do it. You know why I say that? Because the man said, I believed in myself. I never thought Canelo was better than me. Look at it. He's a 168-pound fighter. I'm 175. I don't consider, me greater. I beat him on that night. This is my division. Pretty much what he was saying. This is my division. He came up to my division. I shut him down and I sent him back to his division. It's up to him to come in there and improve and do better. And you know one thing we didn't witness? We didn't witness either fighter getting hurt. I think the most highlight moment that was in the fight, besides Bivol unleashing those 4, 5, 6 punch combinations, was the fact when Bivol touched up Canelo with two nice left hands. Pop, pop. Canelo was going back. And Canelo dipped down. He ended up under the left armpit of Dimitri Bivol. He picked him up and walked him. That was frustration from Canelo, bro. I don't know if the referee warned him, but he picked the man up like it was a wrestling match and walked him like, bro, what are you doing, Canelo? You breaking character. You was up there showing that you breaking. You're frustrated. This dude is just landing punches and you can't do anything about it. Bivol said, no. Canelo lost, but it was an embarrassing loss. Canelo's rating was spiking before the fight. Hell, even I said maybe he's the best. I get the hysteria because he lost. It's hysteria out here. It's chaotic. People are depleting their sanity over this fight when it comes to boxing. There's a cumbersome, there's a mood that's wavering over this boxing community on YouTube. It's like a gloomy weight type of cloudiness that's over here because people are still trying to process the fact that he took he took his second loss to Dimitri Bivol, a Russian, when everything is going on between Russia and everything. He took his second loss to fairly unknown when it comes to popularity. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. What's good? Salute, Scotty. Salute to you there, Bruce. OG on deck, man. Definitely check out Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more, man. He had a solid live today on Bobby Chaz. Good stuff over there. Good content, bro. I slept on Bivol. That's my only regret. Dude is prime and solid. I did, man. I wanted to put some. I slept on him, man. I did. You know what you on to something, but Canelo don't have much he can change. Now you own to something. You're on to something. Because that's exactly what I'm saying when him fighting all his fights the same. You know what I'm saying? What is Canelo going to change? Canelo threw 10 jabs the entire fight. What are you going to change? You going to go in there and try to box with a boxer? Canelo has shown that he's a counter striker. The reason why he was able to press Caleb Plant because Caleb Plant gave him access to do so. So since access was permitted, Canelo obliged. He pressed. Also, there was a sense of fear from Caleb Plant when he started to break down. There wasn't never any fear from Bivol. from the opening round. It was no fear. It was no fear from Dimitri Bivol from the opening bell. Canelo came out pretty damn fast, and it was a good damn fight from the opening bell to the final bell. Man, shout out to the one and only Destiny Black, man. What it do, sister? What it do, sister? How you feeling? Haven't seen you around in a minute. Hopefully all is well. But my point for this I don't know what to call it, man, because people are acting like fighters. You know, they always say some of the greatest fighters are taking the L, right? Some of the greatest fighters are taking the L. But it's not until one of their fighters in this era that they're able to watch. They're able to go to his fights. They're able to see the ring walk. They're able to see the levitating stages and all that shit. For him to get all of that attention and to have Bivol in there waiting. Bivol is the WBA light heavyweight champion, and he had to walk first. The man adhered to all of your wishes and demands. You went to the ring last. You did the good old UK grandiose levitate the stage in front of and exalt yourself in front of all the boxing fans in Vegas. And you lost. You lost, bro. Not only did you lose, you became frustrated. You should put some of that culpability on your manager, Eddie Reynoso. He sent you in there with a fragmented game plan that had worked for fighters who was willing to take a back step against you, who wasn't not only mentally stronger than you, but they chose not to be physically capable of enforcing, taking themselves to dark places in that fight just to prove and get your respect. They wasn't willing to commit to that. They just let Canelo come forward, do what Canelo wanted to do. They wasn't willing to commit to be the enforcer. They just done seen all the tape. Canelo probably hit him with some body shots, and it's like, ouch. They said, ouch, you know, in they inside voice, ouch. And so they start retreating. Bivol wasn't saying no ouch. He was like, okay, that's what it is. Let's go. Let's keep rocking. His mentality was different. You know what I'm saying? He's still a Russian. He still was representing his country. They didn't even consider playing the man's anthem. They didn't show any type of Russian semiotics, effigies, none of that shit. They didn't show none of that, y'all. Imagine being from a country and you fighting over there. They don't even give you no identity, bro. No freaking identity, and you still go in there and whoop ass. That's what we witnessed in Vegas. They said that man was from California. That's what we witnessed, people. And you know, no matter how you slice it, man, it don't matter if you use a special, sharpened knife that you made yourself, and you think that blade can split a goddamn rabbit's whisker, or you use a butter knife. No matter how you slice this, Canelo was defeated. You can come, put up your freaking defensive squad all you want. You can get together and talk behind in private chats and all this other shit. Canelo lost, man. And he was dominated. I didn't have him winning no more than 2 rounds, man. It was some close ones in there, but when I watched the fight, I didn't have him winning more than 2 rounds. These same fans that say they're a fan of the sport, right? But yet they'll go out on a tirade and absolutely project all this venom and toxicity towards the ones who's up here talking about Canelo losing. And then they'll bring up Floyd Mayweather all the time. They'll bring up the fact that who's been doing it like Canelo Alvarez, which that has absolutely nothing to do with him going in there using the same game plan that he's used several times before. He's up there punching the man's shoulder. I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed When I was looking at the fight and I seen him hitting him with, sending that right hand to the left shoulder of Dimitri Bivol, I was disappointed. I say because this guy Canelo is a damn good fighter, but yet his mind is the way I'm fighting. If it isn't broke, I'm not gonna fix it. Fuck it. I'm gonna keep it the same way. I'm gonna keep on winning. It gets to a point humanistically, man. Y'all need to understand that. They said the same thing about Deontay Wilder. If it wasn't broke, don't fix it. So he kept on knocking people out with the style that he had until someone made him adjust it. Now it's up to them to be reactive. You never want to be reactive on something like this. You want to be proactive. But sometimes being reactive means you lost already. Now you want to bring in another trainer when you lost. Because before it was never broke. So what is Canelo going to do? He's going to change out Eddie Reynoso? I doubt it. Who's he going to go to? Do he have the cojones to change out Eddie Reynoso? Because Eddie Reynoso sent him to this fight doing the same thing he always did to other fights. No change, no nothing. Canelo at one point in time was sitting on the ropes. He expired. He exhausted every trick that he had, which was damn near the tricks that Canelo have is on one hand, bro. I'm being honest. The tricks that Canelo was able to execute in the ring was one hand. It wasn't a full two hands. You have to toss them backs over your shoulder and you have to walk down and you have to sort through them and say, damn, which one? What one am I going to use? That's why I like Terrence Crawford a lot. Terrence Crawford has a lot of tricks and people have proven me right. They say, oh, Terrence Crawford's not that smart because he doesn't use all his tools. No, that should tell you he's a genius at what he does if you never seen Terrence Crawford be forced to use all his tools in the ring. That's a genius right there. That's a genius, people. We've seen Canelo use all his tools. Am I right or wrong? We've seen Canelo use all his tools, man. Hooks to the body, uppercuts. Come on, man. The same recycled, remediated technique all the time. Flat-footed, anchors all the time. And Bivol pretty much pulled out all the exposure that he needed. And he made Canelo look bad. And people are not willing to sit up here and face the fact that Canelo looked bad, bro. Not bad in the sense like he didn't know what he was doing, but for an elite fighter, when he ran out, he exhausted. When he ran out of ways to respond to Dimitri Bivol, it looked bad on him and his trainer. Because he was out of tools. He should never be out of tools. He should be able to remediate a large amount of what he's been taught since the age of 15. Age of 15 now. Age of 15. This man has been fighting. When he fought Floyd Mayweather, he had 42 victories. 42 victories when he fought Floyd Mayweather. And people were saying, he was too green. 42. So if he was too green when he fought Floyd, that means pretty much there was tomato cans. They was all in Mexico. Over half his record was in Mexico. I'm just saying, y'all. Destiny says, Scotty, I'm glad. Let me take this thumbnail down right quick. Let me go back to Destiny right quick. He said, I'm glad they didn't show Russia no love. I'm tired of Putin. He got these gas prices out of hand. I mean, that's true, but that has nothing to do with Dimitri Bivol. But I get what you're saying, Destiny. I totally get what you're saying. So seeing say he got washed. Absolutely he did. Big dog on deck with it. Salute WCS, salute, man. Showtime said, That's the top trainer game plan. Pay attention. The best trainers are jokers. The best trainers are in the amateurs. Talk to them, bro. BIG, just like EJ. Talk to him, BIG. Don't let these scholars sit up here and start dropping content in the live chat now. People want to talk about numbers. Talk about the trainers who sending their fighters and are doing the same thing, remediated over and over against the course of a fight, where you're supposed to sit up here and present different, frames, steals to your opponent. Present them with different shots, different looks. When you're doing you can do the same thing. You can execute some of the same technique. But that doesn't mean you have to give it the same angle every time. You don't have to give it the same entire setup. You can switch it up. But I guess that's hard to do when you flat-footed. You know what I'm saying? When you rely heavy on your power. Right side on deck with it. What's good? Don't awe your opponent. Let them keep sleeping on Bud. I talked with his coaches. He got a lot of tools in his toolbox. I said once again, and those who tune in, shout out to Lil Flex on deck. Somebody said the dumbest thing that I heard on YouTube, dog. It cracks me up so much. The dumbest shit I heard on YouTube. When somebody said that Bud has to be 100% to defeat Errol Spence, but Errol Spence doesn't need to be 100% to defeat Bud. Look, the only way Errol Spence is not going to be 100% and he's defeat Bud is the fact that there's the three individuals on the outside of that apron. And we all know who that is. The three individuals on the outside of that apron and the one sole survivor that's the third man in the ring. Come in not your best. You have four other individuals that can look out and change the scope of the results. We all know that. But that's the dumbest thing I ever heard on YouTube, man, when it comes to this boxing talk, bro. He was fighting at Mexico Red Lobster. He was, man. Like, look, if you're going to say Canelo was green when he fought Floyd, that means he fought tomatoes, ragu. Like my boy Showtime said, he was swimming in the sauce. Canelo was swimming in the sauce, man. He was up there backstroking in the sauce, standing on the edge of the bowl, diving in that motherfucker, Canelo was 42 victories in when he fought Floyd and looked the way he did. They pretty much gave you a telltale sign that something was going on with Canelo as far as how good he really truly was. He just happened to catch Floyd when he was on his way out the sport. Imagine if Floyd was still competing. Canelo might be good because Floyd wasn't going to go up to all those 175 and 168 like that. You know what I'm saying? He might have been pretty decent. But at the end of the day, man, the first man that beat him was Floyd, and the second man who beat him was Dimitri Bivol. Who did it better? This is how I assess this. This is my analytics, right? You can agree with me or not. I believe that Dimitri Bivol did it better. You know why I say what I say? Because Canelo is experienced now. He's 31 years old. The excuse they was giving for Floyd gave him that whooping. Floyd gave him that clinic. He did. But Canelo supposedly wasn't the Canelo that we seen fight Dimitri Bivol. He wasn't. He wasn't that guy. So since he wasn't that guy, I'm saying Dimitri Bivol did it better than Floyd because he got the Canelo that everybody was praising, ranting and raving about, bowing down to, giving him all the plaudits. This was the guy. Dimitri Bivol beat him. It don't matter. If you choose to sign a contract, which they do have a rematch clause, if you choose to sign a contract to fight at a higher division, you already know what the weight limits are. So don't come crying about, Canelo was too small. Dimitri was too big. No, That's garbage. Sheldon Moore on deck with it. What's good? Hello, what drunk MF said that BS? Man, if I told you, you'll laugh your ass off. Cinnamon European assassin got assassinated by a European. Yeah, man. What you was disappointed about, Flex? What you was disappointed about? Showtime said, Cole, not referee this fight. Stop it. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Some of these referees, I say it all the time, will always be the changer, the game changer in these fights. There's no way that you can extract the referee from being a part of the fight, because then the fighters will pretty much do what they want. It'd be a lot of holding, a lot of dirty tactics. So the referee has to be inside the square with the other two men in the ring who's actually fighting. He's the mitigator. He's the moderator. He is the one that controls the flow, the ebbs and flow in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Even when you have one fighter that's about to beat the ass of another one, he says, "Stop! I tell you, stop." When I tell you to stop, stop. I'm not going to continue to say stop. If you throw more than 2 punches and they land, stop punching. All right? You know who the promotion is supporting. We clear? Okay, if I have to tell you again, I'm taking a point. I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, that was Charlo still bowing down after a loss. Cotto maybe. Don't forget that Mosley was 40. I really wasn't okay. I was just pretty much speaking about the delegation that happened when Canelo received his first loss and how old he was. You know what I'm saying? How old Canelo was and so forth. He received this. He was still able to administer a loss to the younger Canelo. A big stage, the bright lights. He was ready. Canelo felt that he was ready to change levels and perform because he had 42 victories in Mexico. I think the green, white, and red might have been in the form of a Kahlua, a freaking margarita, or something, because a bit of Canelo's psyche was intoxicated. It couldn't just been the Mexican flag. He had to be drinking on, eat some shit that had him feeling right. He said, "You know what? I'm ready to face that guy they call Floyd. My friend, you understand? I'm ready to face Floyd. I know nothing. I know something. And that something is I have to go. I can beat that guy. I see something. Yes, no, nothing like Mikey Garcia, you see something. I see something too. And you know, both of them got their ass kicked. I don't know what these Mexican fighters are seeing. Canelo saw something in Floyd. And what it was is constant glove activity. He saw glove activity. Pop, 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 pop. That's all he saw. Glove mania. Floyd kept hitting him. Pop, pop, pop. What happened? Dimitri Bivol forced him back into the same situation that he had with Floyd. When Dimitri Bivol executed those punch combinations, the barrage that he delivered on Canelo Alvarez not only was in volume, but they was accurate. I was like, what am I? Wow, this dude is accurate. And give it up to Canelo for having a chin. Give it up to Canelo for having a chin. Canelo has a pretty decent chin. But when he was up against the ropes, his hands down, he wasn't even trying because Dimitri wouldn't even give him that access, bro. He wouldn't even say, "No, I'm not going to allow you to take the momentum. I'm not coming in there reckless. I'm going to be methodical about this." Shout out to Bivol for fighting a smart, intelligent fight, man, against a guy who's moving up top pound for pound list. And Bivol respected the fact that it was Canelo Alvarez. But what he didn't overly respect was the fact that Canelo was better than him. Bivol never thought Canelo Alvarez was better than him. Everybody else heading to that fight, yeah, no, Canelo, put your money in, put the netto on Canelo. Yes, no, nothing. Put your money on Canelo. How many people do you think lost their mortgage that day? It's people that put thousands. Then I hear my boy, Showtime, Anthony Pettis, mixed martial artist. He said he put 10 racks. He put 10 racks on Canelo, Saul Canelo. I mean, what did those 10 racks go? He said he put 10 racks on Canelo Alvarez. Where is that now? Shelton, let me say, I'm about sick of One-Eye Willie with his excuses for not getting the smoke from Bud. One thing about Destiny, boy, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Destiny don't bite a tongue for nothing. Shelton say, WCS, I'm saying that every time Alvarez has fought an elite level fighter, he lost. That's true. I agree. Because we can firmly say that we can attribute Dimitri Bivol as an elite fighter. Dimitri Bivol had defended his title 7 times, I believe. He had the interim WBA before, and then he won the WBA. And I believe he's defended that title 6 or 7 times prior to stepping in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. So he is considered an elite fighter. He's 20-0. The wild part about it, Dimitri didn't go to the Mexican Red Lobster and build up his record. He's 31 years old. Canelo's 31 years old. Canelo record is 57-2-2. 57-2-2 to 20-0, y'all. Wow. Canelo want to pay it just like he says. Yeah, man. I appreciate you pulling up, Destiny. But he doesn't give the brothers the payday. Well, you gotta include your token brothers. You know what I'm saying? We need to include token Danny Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? The token brother who loses to Gennady, loses to Canelo. He's the brother that you put in just like they used to do for affirmative action that said, hey, don't do that. Don't say I haven't fought a brother. Danny, come here. Ven aquí, amigo. Aquí, amigo. See? Talk to the people. No, nothing. I fight black. Danny black. He's Negro. He's black. Look. Come on, man. Floyd Mayweather ruined that brother, putting the brothers in the ring. They ruined that. Floyd ruined that. The clinic that he put on Canelo, he ruined that shit. Canelo has a chin and he got his chin shined up. He did, man. He got that shit polished. You know what I'm saying? 8 times. Okay, for sure. At least I was within range. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking that I'm not talking about when he won the title. I'm talking about when you win the title, that's not a defense of the title. So every fight that he had after that, I believe it comes up to like 7. Hold on for a second. I'll check right now. Let me check right now. So Bivol, Bivol won the WBA World Lightweight title November 2017, Trent Broadhurst. He fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he defended it 7 times. Umar Salamov was his last defense, December 2021. Prior to stepping in the ring with Saul Canelo Alvarez. Prior to, he defended his title 7 times. So he's considered an elite fighter, just like Floyd Mayweather. One brother, how many pale skinned thought? I mean, we talking about the brothers. Do we consider James Kirkland, the light skinned brothers, as a brother? Because James Kirkland was a brother. He was a sea-level fighter. You know what I'm saying? After he was coming off fighting supposedly a B-level fighter, you know, freaking Danny Jacobs, James Kirkland. I mean, maybe right now we'll see him stepping there with Marcelo, because I don't think Marcelo may not want to fight. I don't know, man. I'm just looking for some other fighters to step up. Like, I want him to give Benavidez a shot. Demetrius Andrade. Everybody hyping up Demetrius Andrade. I haven't really seen the skinny on him. Really, I haven't seen him being there with elite fighters to say, yeah, this dude is astronomical. Like, this dude is on a whole nother level of ultra performance. I haven't seen that, but people, they live by it. They live that he's an enigma in this sport. He just haven't had a chance to display his skills. So I want to see Boo Boo. I want to see Boo Boo in there. Give Boo Boo a shot. Because the Charlos ain't. Give Boo Boo a shot. Yeah, everybody talking about that post I put on IG. My Caleb is white. It's a post that I put up on IG saying, Caleb said fought brothers. Put 3 of them on there, and then Caleb is one of them. We're forgetting that Caleb is an honorary brother. Yeah, Caleb is an honorary brother. He used to be, until you start having conversations with Caleb Plant. Like, Caleb, man, he was in a suit, got pushed, walked back, returned fire, even though he was touched up with a 2-piece. I thought then on it was gonna be fire. It was gonna be warfare. And then he just switched up in the heat of battle. Like, he tried compromise. He tried negotiations. Canelo, let's negotiate, man. Let's negotiate. You know what I'm saying? Let's negotiate this, man. I mean, this is the same guy who told me that Benavidez is the easiest fight. He told me that twice. He told me Benavidez is the easiest fight at super middleweight, but yet he never fought him. Not at all, WCS. You was old and washed up. C Wood on deck with it. What's good, C Wood? Yeah, Money Brown, Canelo is God. Salute Money. I'm still not. Salute homie. Yes, that's Money Brown's guy, man. He's still rocking heavy with Canelo. And he should. If you rock with a fighter and they lose the way he did, rock with him. It's cool now. Everybody know Money Brown rocks hard with Canelo. I ain't mad at him. That's his guy. He had Richard Schaefer on. I mean, that's his guy, man. LOL Showtime, me and Money went at it over this BS post. That's the one good thing about it, man. When it comes to the boxing talk, you're going to have believers and non-believers. All right? That's it. You're going to have people that believe what you're saying. It don't matter what the percentage is. If someone believes 5 to 10% of what you're saying, if they listen to you long enough, that's going to increase. And by the time you know it, it's going to be 50%. I see it happens all the time on YouTube. There's people here that can push narratives. They can come up with damn headlines that's false. That's false. And they can sit up here and insert parts to the plot and make it into a motherfucking series, a crime series, really. And people say, oh, wow, so-and-so got information nobody else has. You know why they have it? Because it's not true, man. Ain't nobody else put that shit out. It's not true. But to Saul Canelo Alvarez, man, you broke character in that fight. I was disappointed that you broke character. You ran out of weaponry, and you didn't properly plan to go in here for the biggest fight of your career at this stage. At this stage, you didn't prepare properly. And that coach, a trainer that you pay all that money to, Eddie Reynoso, he did not train you effectively. Y'all took Dimitri Bivol for granted. You're coming in here trying to maim. That's like me going up to a giraffe and kicking it in the leg over and over again. Giraffe is up there eating the leaves off a tree that's 40 feet high. And he turns around and says, "What that little guy doing?" Oh, look at him. He's adorable. Man, I give him about 5 more times. I'm going to kick the shit out of him. But I ain't trying to kill the little guy because he's a frail little something. I mean, come on, man. You up there punching the man's jab, his shoulder. You're attacking the joint. You're trying to say, "Hey, I'm surgical in mine. I attacked and targeted his shoulder to slow him down. I know nothing. I know what I was doing. I should have then attacked the shoulder. He couldn't use his jab. When the one Bivol wasn't even attacking Canelo's shoulders, and he still didn't use no jabs. 10 jabs out of 12 rounds? 10, Canelo? 10. Wow, bro. Wow, you fell short. Canelo fell short big time. Canelo fell short, man. And I remember when my boy Deontay Wilder fell short, and there was so much just belligerency going on. I got his ass beat. That's what he get. This, that, and the other. But were y'all saying Deontay was too small when he faced Tyson Fury that was weighing about 280? Did y'all say it was too much of a weight gap? Because I heard a mad criticism about him. Did y'all talk about the weight? But when it comes down to Canelo now, he ran out of twos. 1, yes, he was a smaller man in the ring. 2, 3, he failed at getting the job done and picking up his second world title at light heavyweight. He failed. Failing, hey, you hear motivational speakers all the time talk about failure. It's too many out there. So Canelo can choose one of them and select what he wants to do in his return. Is he going to come to 175 for immediate rematch, what I think would be absolutely career suicide for him at this point? Because I don't see him beating Bivol in the rematch unless Bivol received the orders like Ugas did. Or 2, he can go back down to 68. All right. Fight Stonewall Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Fight Triple G, aka Stonewall. He should be. They should be able to oil him up with that new liniment they got out. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to heat it up no more. They oil him down good with that liniment. He should be able to put on a good show with Canelo. So fight Gennady, and by that time, 2023, we might be able to see if Canelo is going to revisit Bivol's fight. I hear people saying that they don't think that Bivol's going to take a fight in between him lining up a rematch with Canelo. Why? Bivol believes in himself. He believes that he's good. He believes he's the best at 175. He's told you he believed that. He believes it, bro. It's just the fact that you have other fighters that go into a fight, they go through training camps with doubt. I don't think Bivol went through training camp with doubt that he won't go in there and give us the results that he was able to achieve. I don't think he had any doubt, people. Bivol damn sure ain't be no boo-boo. What? Come on, you tripping now, Destiny. You tripping now. What opponents has Dimitri? Look, has Boo Boo stepped in there with a Canelo? First of all, has Bivol stepped in there? I mean, has Dimitri stepped in there with a Canelo? Has Boo Boo stepped in there with anybody that we can come close? I'm talking about close enough to say he's been in there with the Canelo. Anybody on his resume? A lot of people thought Wilder was too big. They thought Wilder was too big when he was lacking several. We're talking about what was the pounds 30, 230 to Tyson Fury close to 280. That's like goddamn close to 40 pounds. Man, come on now. Bivol only landed 21%. Y'all are all over hyping Bivol. 21% of what? 21%. Be specific. 21% of what? Cause I have the punch stats up here now. 21% of what? Do tell. 21% of what? Total punches body landed. We wasn't talking about straight up body punches there, Destiny. If you're talking about the 21% of total punches landed to the body, Canelo landed body shots. We was pretty much talking about the jab separation, the disparity in numbers. Canelo landed only 10 to Bivol's 46. 10 jabs for 12 rounds to Bivol's 46. You talking about we overhyping him? Power punches, body landed. Power punches now. Canelo landed 74 to Bivol's 106. Come on, man. There's separation there, Destiny. There's separation. You can't say we overhyping the guy. Come on, man. Andrew said Bivol's orders came from Kremlin. Man, y'all tripping, dog. Destiny, Bivol was too big for Andrade. Beats him. Big Maul is mediocre at best. Stops him. Morrell only has 5 pro fights. Stops him as well. Hey, I don't need to do anything except post that. That's all. I don't have a reply to that. I don't have to do nothing but post that. We all know Bivol. And everybody in their right mind on here knows Bivol is too big for Andrade. It's too big. And right now, Andrade is at 168. He's trying to get a Canelo fight. Maul is at 160. He's absolutely afraid, scared to death to move up and add a division to his resume right now because that Mexican monster. Showtime says, let Canelo fight Spence in Dallas. Spence don't want to fight Bud Crawford. It's obvious. Yeah, let's do that, man. We just need to start pushing the call outs. All the backdoor side deal, grimy, goddamn shiesty ass deals that was going on behind the scenes while we out here making thumbnails and doing lives. They was trying to make a fight with 2 of their biggest fighters and sell them B-side now, and sell them off. B-side. That shit right there is amazing. You're the B-side in the fight. You're not walking out second. In both of those fights, Canelo's walking out second. You walking out first. 45 million and 55 for Errol? Oh, you sly devil. You sly devil, you. Destin say, Shelton, you seen him fight mediocre Cinnamon, and now he's unstoppable. Y'all just saying Bivol was going to lose to Cinnamon. Y'all got to chill with hyping these white boys up, though. I can say that there's people that was believing that Canelo was going to go in here and pretty much wash Bivol. The ones that was just believing all the hype of Canelo Alvarez and what he did. I'm telling you, they saw the Callum Smith fight and they say, you know what? We got to put things together. We got to connect the dots. We got Callum Smith that was a WBA, and now we have Bivol. So right now, Canelo is 1-0 with WBA titles when he's going up and fighting for the super title in these divisions. And just look at it. Callum Smith, he isolated and he froze him up. He took away every weapon he had. So it was too many people that was stuck on the Callum Smith situation. And it was all wrong. It was all wrong because Callum Smith, he received the orders, man. I told you 4 months ago that Bivol would stop Alvarez. Well, Destiny, 21% of his punches landed total. Did you see that on the punch stat? If you're talking about just 21% of his punches landed and you looked at Canelo's face, that was a hell of a 21%. That was a hell of a 21%. Also, you have to factor this in too when you're calibrating these numbers there, Destiny. It's the fact that who's basically taking an accurate punch stat ringside. I mean, when you look at the fight, it looked like his percentage should be much higher because he's pretty surgical with this shit. I could see Andrade putting hands on Bivol better than Nello. Bivol would probably still run him over though. What? Andrew, that's conduct unbecoming, man. That's what we just said. That's the conduct unbecoming of you right now, bro. Small Andrade putting hand. Okay, you're right. You're right, Andrew. They have to touch gloves after the referee instruction. You're right. That would probably be the only hand he get close to touching Canelo. I mean, Bivol. That would be the only hand when they touch gloves after instructions. That's it. Come on, Dusty. You know that big small ain't shit. That big mall ain't shit. They going mad at me for telling the truth. Hey, man, that's always going to be the case, man. You know, you can't take YouTube entirely serious. You have to take your craft and you talking about certain fighters in the sport seriously, but the reaction that you're going to get for voicing your opinion, you know what I'm saying? Your opinion that's not based off facts. Some of this shit is fact, but when you express it in your own narrative, sometimes it can be, splintered with bias from certain people. You're never going to get the unconditional love there, Showtime. Never. That's what the Zone posted. Well, Bivol told Eddie to his face he's not sure that Eddie, feels good about him winning. Eddie's like, oh, now come on, stop it. That's not making it about me now. I'm Eddie Hearns. Leave it alone. Bivol was a G with it, bro. He said, I'm not sure that Eddie Hearns was happy that I won. Tony Boswell on deck with it. What's good with you, man? Much respect, WCS in the chat. Stopped in to show support and hit the like button. Salute. Just got off work. No doubt, man. Thank you for pulling up and always supporting the channel. Tony Boswell on deck. Sheldon say, Destiny, Mel is fighting everyone in his weight class. How is Big Maul better? The only way that someone can say Maul is better is he's in a higher division. Mel is choosing to reside at 154 where him and Maul was pretty much champions at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? So people are looking at Mel being on the brink of potentially unifying the division. So they're giving them credit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say, people. Castano. Viva la Mexico. Salute, homie, World Combat Sports in the chat. Shout out to G5 Gabe in the building, man. Go check my man out. Check out his channel. He on consistently every day. Check out his content, man. Callum almost killed a guy his next fight. It was crazy, KO. I got to see if it's on YT. Man, Callum Smith, look at it this way, Andrew. Callum Smith was supposed to go in there and try to kill Canelo Alvarez. Instead of saying at the post-fight, I've outgrown this division. I'm just too tall for the division. I'm gone. Man, come on, man. Man, that was the weakest. Callum Smith, man, he was the weakest, bro. All that hype and didn't do anything with it. Ain't nobody at 160, and he got chumps like McGill ducking. Man, I have to agree with Destiny on that. They ain't did shit at 60. They haven't did a mother thing at 60. When I say clandestine, closet, desolate, troglodyte, night dwellers, that's the 160-pound division. You had Maul, Yoda Murata, after Canelo vacated. gift wrapped that WBA. Gennady Golovkin. And he had Demetrius Andrade. None of them fought each other. Garbage. None of them fought each other until all of a sudden, Yoda, you want to fight? You haven't fought in like 6 years. You want to fight, my guy? We can do it. Because I got to stay active, man. My arthritis is acting up. I got to stay active. Man, worst division, 160. Selecki. Ain't nobody talking about Selecki. Ain't nobody talking about Selecki, man. Like, Destiny, you have to understand, man. If you're going to give him all credit, you might be looking at him in a different way to give him credit. Like, you're going to give him credit off Darianchenko? I mean, Darianchenko, he had 2 IBF mandatories that he blew, and then he went over to the WBC and lost that too. Come on, that's just like the Sean Porter, man. Well, I'll take that back, because Sean Porter, when he had the opportunity to fight for the vacant WBC, he did beat DSG. So I got to give the man credit. Salute to Showtime in that perspective. That's to say, when Castano beats the brakes off of Willie in the amateurs. One thing I cannot do on here, Destiny, is talk about the amateurs, because one thing I don't like is when people start bringing up these desperate 106 pounder when it comes to Crawford and how and what Yurkis Gamboa did to him. If you're going to go back all the way back to a fight that happened 8 years ago, well, we can go all the way back to the amateurs of some of these fighters that haven't even been competing in the sport that long. That's when it becomes casualville, temporaries, when you want to bring up the amateurs, because Castano, he dropped Errol Spence in the amateur, but you think they're going to fight anytime soon? You think Errol Spence is calling out Castano? You think Errol Spence is going to call out Castano if he becomes undisputed? You think Errol Spence want that work with Castano the way he fights? Stylistically, that fight is tailor-made for both of these guys to put on a hell of a show. Castano will give Errol Spence the shot. Jamel Charlo won't, because Jamel Charlo don't believe in eating with brothers unless it's his twin. Oh, my fault. They was told not to ever fight each other, even though if they was to fight each other, they can make millions. They can make millions, just like they can make millions with Jamel Charlo if he wins fighting Errol Spence. They can make millions together. Castano beat the brakes off One-Eye Willie in the amateurs. Hey G5. This is y'all smash the like button. It's free. Stop reckless eyeballing. Yeah, man, they you know how they do. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the ones that's already stopped in and hit that like button for me. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? But my people, it's been a pleasure, man. Be sure y'all check out Showtime, man. Check out my guy over there in NYC doing it big. Really doing big, man. Y'all sleeping on him. Check out G5. You know what I'm saying? Check out his channel. Check out Bruce Gas. You know what I'm saying? Check out his channel. And the ones who tune into the live chat, man, you know what it is. It's much appreciated. One love to y'all for stopping through and showing support for WCS Media. Let me read this on the right. Dropped him 2 times. Almond Joy don't want any smoke with somebody he know that beat the almond out of him. and then this guy say, what did BOMAC say? I put the thumbnail up for you, bro. Real talk. That's what BOMAC said right there. That's what BOMAC said. That's what BOMAC said right there. Took the comment down. That's what he said. He said pretty much that Crawford beat the ish. He's going to beat the ish out of Errol Spence. Hey, man, y'all hold this down. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. Till next time, I'm